It is high time for France to lift its knee off our neck and put an end to this unjust oppression.
It is high time for France to lift its knee off our neck and put an end to its exploitation of Africa. Yes, that is Ousmane Sonko. A lot of people are saying he is the president-elect, but no, he is not the president-elect. He is the kingmaker in Senegal as we speak today. I thank you very much for coming around. The Aluta must continue. Aluta continua.
Aluta continua. Aluta continua. Contra o quê?
Against what? Against what must the struggle continue?
Contra o tribalismo.
Against tribalism.
A luta continua.
And what else must we struggle against?
Contra a ignorância.
Against ignorance.
Contra o analfabetismo.
Against illiteracy.
Contra a exploração do homem pelo homem.
Against exploitation.
Contra a superstição.
Against superstition.
Contra a miséria.
Against misery.
Contra a fome.
Against
Contra
hunger.
o pé descalço.
Against lack of clothing.
A luta continua.
The struggle continues.
Para que sejamos todos homens iguais.
Continua. Yes, the Aluta must continue. The Aluta must continue against people who are masquerading themselves as democratic leaders, but nothing but democratic dictators. The Aluta must continue against them. The Aluta must continue against African leaders who are there not for the benefit of Africa, but for the benefit of the Western world. The Aluta must continue against anybody who is standing our way as we march towards the freedom of Africa. The Aluta must continue. Thank you very much for coming around. I am your missionary brother Dobia Anzansi. Please, if you haven't joined our mission yet, please join our mission. The Zion train is here. Join our mission. Let us all together fight for the unification of Africa. Let us all together fight for the dignity of Africa. We are Africans, and nobody is coming to save us from our predicaments. Nobody is coming to help us but we, the children of Africa. If we want a better life for ourselves, if we want a better future for the next generation of Africans, then we must fight for a dignified Africa. Where do we get that dignity for the next generation of Africans? By uniting the continent of Africa. It is through unity that we will get our dignity as children of Africa. I thank you very much for coming around. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let us take our YouTube channel to 10K subscribers. We thank those of you who have really taken time out of your busy schedule to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And those of you who haven't really taken time out of your busy schedules, please take time out of your busy schedules. Support us. Let us all together do this, not just for us, but for the next generation of Africans. I thank you very much for coming around. Please, I want us to go and watch the full video, the full speech by Ousmane Sonko. And then we'll come back and know who Ousmane Sonko is. Because a lot of people are saying he is the president-elect, but no, he is not the president-elect. But as I said, he is the kingmaker as we speak today in Senegal. Let us watch the full video. This guy is an inspiration. And as we keep saying, it is Africa time. The day for Africa is fast approaching. That is why we are having all these leaders, young leaders, coming up. And they're going to team up for a better Africa. Let us watch the full video and listen to what he is saying. He is more or less like a prophet. Let us watch him.
It is high time for France to lift its knee off our neck and put an end to this unjust oppression. Centuries of misery, human trafficking, colonization, and neocolonization have caused immeasurable suffering. It's time to put an end to this cycle of oppression. It's high time for France to leave us alone. It's time for France to take a cue from its European neighbors and learn a valuable lesson in independence. Germany is the leading economic power in Europe, significantly surpassing France, which is ranked as the third or fourth largest economic power globally. Germany does not exploit any country, any colony. I can mention Italy, I can mention Spain, who had colonies before, but who do not exploit anyone, who do not interfere, who do not impose leaders in their former colonies. On what grounds does France believe it can continue to impose leaders on us and make choices on our behalf? This must come to an end. And the emerging Africa, the African youth, the African elites, and the African diaspora all stand united in saying no, it cannot continue any longer. France's hypocrisy is evident and pervasive in daily life. Let's examine the cases of Mali and Chad as prime examples of this hypocrisy. In Chad, where the constitutional process has been interrupted, France applauded and its president visited to officially consecrate the new king's coronation ceremony. In Mali, where it is not the constitutional process that has been interrupted, but the transition process, France has condemned and even packed up its things to say that it is leaving Mali. That's hypocrisy. It's the double standard. It is the double language that France employs in its dealings with Africa. During our questioning of Mr. Jean-Yves Le Drian regarding the situation in Ivory Coast and France's decision to allow a third term, he provided a clear explanation. He stated that while he accepted the third term for Ouattara, he refuses it for Belarus. He emphasized that France has condemned the situation in Belarus and has actively encouraged the European Union to do the same. Le Drian explains that in Belarus, millions protested, unlike Ivory Coast, where there were no mass demonstrations on the streets. This is how France deals with African issues. Personally, we expect absolutely nothing from France. We desire her to cease meddling in our matters so that the people of Senegal can exercise their freedom of choice rather than being influenced by France's selection of a candidate using the tactics we are aware of. We begin by targeting individuals, adorning them with the Legion of Honor or a similar knightly rank, enlisting them in Masonic lodges, and informing them to prepare themselves as they will be next in line. Even the hypothesis that Macky Sall may not succeed, we know who is being prepared by France. This must come to an end. It will not occur in this manner any longer. Let's be clear. We have absolutely nothing against the French people. In France.
Yes, so that is Ousmane Sonko. As I said, a lot of people are saying he is the president-elect. But no, he is not the president-elect. His friend, as a matter of fact, his secretary is the president-elect as we speak today. Him and the president-elect are friends, and they all used to work in the Senegal Revenue Authority. They all used to work there, and Ousmane Sonko, he saw the rot that was going on in Senegal. He saw how people were taking advantage of the system, so he decided to start speaking against that. Him and his friend, they decided to start speaking or to bring awareness to the government to do something about it. But as we all know, the government rather go against them, try arrest them, persecute them, you know, and they came out to form their own political party. And after
President 2024, kii lañu bëgg, kii lañu fal, kii lañu aar, demul fenn, day koy aar ba 2024 ñu fal ko jox ko réew mi. Kon président Ousmane Sonko, Sénégal a ngi nii di la déglu.
After forming their own political party, he was sent. The both of them were sent to jail. They did everything they can. The system did everything they can to prevent him from running for president because he was convicted. And in law, in Senegalese law, if you are convicted, you are not allowed to run for president. They intentionally did that because they know the power he got. They know him. And then we all know that they didn't do that because based on their own will. They did it because France asked them to do that, because this guy is seriously against France. He's a Pan-Africanist. And we all know what France would do to any Pan-African coming from the French countries. So they formed their own political party, and they were arrested, all manner of allegations, false allegations, and then sent to prison. Him and his secretary. He was the opposition leader, And the president-elect today was the secretary to his party. But when they were sent to prison, and then he was convicted, they didn't convict his secretary. So he still have the chance, or he still qualified to run for president. So Osman Sonko asked him, go and run. You run, and I will back you. I will support you. This is what leadership should be. And I'm sure many African countries who are fighting against these colonial puppets, these democratic dictators in office, if they could do what Usman Sonko has done, countries like Nigeria, Ghana will be free. But unfortunately, some people are out there just want leadership. They don't have the country at heart as Usman Sonko has Senegal at heart. Because if he just wanted to be president, he wouldn't have supported his secretary. But he wasn't jealous. He put Senegal first. He said, go and stand, and I will back you. I will support you. And then he put all his weight behind his secretary, and they arrested them. They just released them 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks to the elections. They do everything they can to prevent them from running. But no, Usman Sonko said, I will support you, and then we will win. And today, a 44-year-old man is the president of Senegal. This shows what leadership, the quality of leadership, or the kind of person Usman Sonko is. And Africa needs people like that. Selfless person. He is not selfish. He's not thinking about himself. And as I said, if he was to be thinking about himself, he would have do everything, or he would have waited for his term, or he would have fight against his conviction, but not supporting his friend, his secretary. But he supported him. And today, the both of them are winners, and Africa at large is the winner. This is not Osman Sonko, or this is not Faye winning. It is Africa, the youth of Africa. And this is an example to the rest of African youth. Those across West Africa, Southern Africa, East Africa, the four corners of Africa. In Ghanaians are going to the polls in December. You have young people. Why can't all these young people, young guys, you all come together and then choose one of you? If only you guys love your country and then you want the better for your country, why can't all of you come together and pick one of you, and then all of you put your weight, your support behind that person, just as Osman Sonko did? As I said, they were all in prison just 4 weeks ago. Just 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks to the election, they were still in prison. They released them. All manner of intimidation. Intimidation upon intimidations. But no, they stood firm. And today, the people of Senegal have proved them right. We pray for them. We pray that God will help these young people to free Africa from the bondage of these colonial criminals. As we keep saying, we cannot continue to call these criminals our colonial masters. These are colonial criminals. And it is Africa Day. And then we, this generation of Africans, we have the chance never before afforded to any generation of Africans to free Africa from these colonial criminals. We pray that this government, this new government in Senegal, will work with the likes of those in Burkina Faso, those in Niger, those in Mali, those in Guinea. They will all start this federation of a united Africa. We are expecting South Africa to join and others to join. We are urging them, this youth, don't be selfish. Just as your the older ones, you can do it. Africa is looking up to you, and then we have hope that this generation of Africans, these young leaders, will bring Africa together and form a united Africa. I thank you very much for coming around. Please, if you haven't joined our mission, One Africa mission, please join the mission. Let us all together fight for a united, dignified Africa, not just for us, but for the next generation of Africans. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us on TikTok, One Africa Mission, on Facebook, One Africa Mission. We are on a mission, and then we need your support to be able to accomplish this mission of a united Africa. Together, we can make Africa great again. A luta continua. A luta continua. A luta continua.